Everybody, we are back. It is Tipton Lodge, favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glenn Rockney for Glenn, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, make sure you guys hit up Homage. Boom. Hit that QR code right there. 15% off for the QR code right there. And then that get you a Mendoza shirt or any Raiders gear. It does not have to be this Mendoza shirt. If you're like, this shirt does not entice me to go to Homage, you can get anything there. You got some cool Raiders jackets there, some cool Raiders gear. So make sure you guys check that out and support the channel that way. And then, I put this in the Discord. So if you're part of Discord, you already saw this. You know what I'm saying? But, we got some Friday Night Live gear, guys.
Wow.
The gear is here. The Friday Night Live gear. So we're doing a giveaway for that. But like I said, you can also support the channel by getting the gear. I made a new logo because it wouldn't transfer my logo onto the shirt. So I was like, you know what? You want me to make a new one? This is somebody trying to tell me that. So I made this one. I thought it came out pretty good.
Amazing.
I really like this hat. I like this hat.
Yeah. I like it a lot. Black bill, kind of off-white. Is that like an off-white?
Yeah. And then it got
the
little TDL on the back. You know what I'm saying?
That's great, man. Absolutely great.
Yeah, so today we're gonna be doing the hat and the shirt. So $1.99 for the hat and the shirt. Okay, all right, because I know it's not. We'll do the sweaters a little bit later. I know it's pretty hot right now. It's not gonna get cold for a minute. So we're doing the hat and the shirt today. So like a little FNL gear. So I think I'm gonna be excited about that. I ordered me a shirt, so I'm gonna be rocking that.
Soon. Definitely. Wow, this is exciting times. Exciting times.
Yeah. So and then we got the season's creeping up on us, man. The rookies report next Thursday.
Yeah, less than a week.
We're getting close, man. We're getting close to football season altogether. So like I said, guys, hope you guys enjoy this episode as we do this today. Of course, we'll be join the beers as well, of course, and then answering any questions you guys have for us during the show. So happy you guys to join us in this boring ass season off season because Raiders haven't given us nothing exciting, Glenn, nothing really exciting to talk about. So how are you feeling, man?
Well, I'll take it. There's enough excitement in life. Too many unknowns. Too many exciting Raiders off seasons. By exciting, I typically mean bad. Mm-hmm. We'll see about who reports to training camp, but it seems like they're going to be more or less full attendance. We'll see the health of the N'Kobe Deans, the Teron Johnson, and see if these guys report to camp. But I'm feeling pretty good. I've watched a video of Ashton Genty dunking like 50 times. I thought it was AI at first. That dude has crazy hops.
Yeah.
Like, what? I didn't know this about him. Like I remember we kind of talked about how he didn't work out at the combine. Mm-hmm. I mean, his vertical would have been nuts at the combine.
Crazy.
I know running back vertical's not like really something they value a lot, but like Bijan Robinson's was highlighted pretty well, and all of that. And I was like, this guy's 5'8". If they're 215, 220, something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
He's mad as hell that he's 5'8" too, because his ass would be like, I was gonna go to the NBA, and then they were like, you are not getting any taller.
Spud Webb, bro. That's what he is.
He's like, there's only one Spud Webb. It's not happening. Muggsy Bogues, none of this.
Muggsy Bogues is crazy because he was 5'3". I have no idea how the hell he played the NBA.
He was nice too. He was nice.
That's what I'm saying. He might be the greatest, most talented basketball player ever. To be 5'3" and play in the NBA for as long as he did and as well as he did.
Yeah, and the Warriors had a guy named Earl Boykins. I remember back in the day, and he was pretty small too. Like I don't remember. I mean, he was like a okay player, but I remember he was just Genty. Earl Boykins was 5'5".
Yeah,
like dude, you're 5'5". Like my wife is 5'3". Can you imagine? Like, I mean, it's crazy to me that like this dude is playing NBA basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So Genty, watching that dunk video got me kind of hyped. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, throw this guy a contested fade. Like he'll get up and get it. This is crazy.
Yeah, he's got some. That really shows how explosive he is because he is an explosive player. That's explosion. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff. But man, yeah, he says Dre said he does standing black flips.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely seemed like a guy who could like do like those jump out of the pool thing. To me, like that raw vertical of just getting up like that. I was like, I'm not saying I thought he was an unathletic guy, but I did see from the mini camps, he looks like he has been working on his like explosiveness like a little bit. You just see kind of the way he's moving. You're going, ooh, okay, and I personally think he's got plenty of long speed, but you can always add more. You can always be quicker. You can always be faster, and you can always be more explosive. And if there's something you could work on in the off season, and in order for that to shine come regular season, I'd be really excited about that.
Yeah, I'm over here looking at Muggsy Bogues stats, man, because I was interested. He had a lot of assists, man.
He was good. He was in Space Jam. You don't just put. They put only one whack ass guy in Space Jam, and that was Sean Bradley.
Yeah, because just you just said that these guys survive. Yeah, you're right. Because he always scored about 10 points a game.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Get the ball, Alonzo. Get the ball, Alonzo. And was it Kendall Gill?
Kendall Gill, yeah.
Yeah,
sure,
Lonzo, Kendall Gill. That's pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they had Larry Johnson too for a minute, didn't they? They had Larry Johnson morning and
they had every big guy ever, and then they're like, we got the smallest point guard.
Yeah. So just all you had to do is just pass. Just get in the lane, give it to what is it? What was his name? What was Larry Johnson's nickname?
Grandmama.
Grandmama. There it was.
Mm-hmm. Who could forget that?
Greg, I know. I was hearing the commercial. I was like, I almost said Big Mama, and I was like, that's Martin. It's not.
Yeah, he kind of invented Medea. Like Larry Johnson might have invented Medea long before it ever happened.
Tyler Perry is biting over here, right?
I think he was biting off NBA players. Yeah,
literally.
Larry Johnson's like, you made a lot of money, and I just have like a little bit of it.
All right. Anyways, but yeah. Anyways, back to enough of the 1992-93 Charlotte Hornets talk. But today we're gonna be talking about can Mendoza start week 1? I think that was gonna be.
We're gonna talk about this every week, honestly.
Yeah,
we are. Like, this is just the people don't realize this. This is where we are as Raider fans. We haven't had this type of hype at the quarterback position in a long time. Mm-hmm. So, like, people don't realize this in the constant media cycle. That's all anybody is going to talk about when they talk about the Raiders is when does he play?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a talk, and I just want to talk about what Ian Rappaport said because Matt kind of laughed when we did the last episode. TDL, but it's just interesting what he said about it. Raiders DT issues, because me and Matt just did a breakdown, and I think they had a problem there. And what do the Raiders need to solve? Like, basically, what do the Raiders need to solve this year to kind of be ready for taking a leap in 2027? Like, what are some elements of what the Raiders need to get better at? Like run game, we're gonna be talking about that. You guys can kind of pitch in and talk to us about that type of stuff as well. So as we go over that, it says please don't spend more than 2 minutes on that clown Florio's comments today. What did he say?
I don't even know what he said, so I'll spend 0 minutes on it. But somebody, I'm sure, will put it in the chat. We can react to it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Baby Shook letting us Mendoza's not gonna start week 1. All right, Baby Shook.
I'm with you, Shook. I agree.
Does Mendoza have to finalize his contract before camp? Or can it wait till the start of the season? He has to do before camp. He can't participate in camp.
It would be really nice if he would just get that thing signed.
Like what are they? So what are they worried about? Like the guarantee money or something? It has to be guaranteed money.
Signing, but I think it's a signing bonus thing.
Yeah. Oh, he wants it all up front.
Mm-hmm. Just give it to him, Mark. Come on.
I know, man. When do the vets report to camp?
28th, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too.
23rd is the rookies. 28th is the vets, if I'm not mistaken.
Open schedule. So the open schedule is August 2nd. But yeah, you're right. The 28th is the date. The date for that one for the Raiders to do any training camp, which, like I said, it'd be come up on us fast and then ready to get all the training camp news. I hope they get some access this year, and we get more, what I would say, access, like more information, maybe, what's going on. Because I feel like the last couple of years, especially with McDaniels, always tell the story how he yelled at me for telling the truth about Amir Abdullah. Like, come on, talk like. My bad. The NFL's so scared. I mean, what do you mean they're using Amir Abdullah in the backfield? Oh man, you got to train for that. Like, bro, that was stupid. But yeah, so hopefully we get more access this year and more.
All of a sudden, you come back and your apartment's torn to shreds. the CIA people, henchmen visited your house. It's like
I came back and like my windows are busted in and stuff with a note and shit like that.
Yeah, you are not to speak of Project Abdullah whatsoever, sir. Let it be known.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just a total attack on my life, man. Just and I'm sure McDaniel was going to the little school he went to. I'm pretty sure he has the John Carroll. He has the connections for that. This just sounds like I'm going to go to the CIA
Carroll.
school.
It's probably a guy named John Carroll. Yeah, John Carroll. Yeah.
Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So wait, what was the story with that? Basically, I was writing for SB Nation. I went out to training camp, and I wrote about how they had 3 safeties in a lineup. So it was like Abram, and I forgot who the other 2 guys were, the safeties on that team. And then I talked about how Amir Abdullah was getting a bunch of snaps because nobody else had noticed that, and like it was funny that like they're all laughing. I always remember that like people were laughing in the media thing because Abdullah was coming up to speak to the team, and I was like, well, he's been running with the ones like the whole training camp I've been watching. I don't know what you guys have been watching, and I basically said that, and I had to erase both of those things off my article. So that's the first time I realized they were like reading every article that came out. Like, goddamn, like I felt kind of special at the same time. It was a weird moment, you know what I mean? So like, damn, Josh McDaniels read my article. But also, like, damn, that's messed up. He made me change it.
He didn't care for it. Yeah.
He didn't like it too much. You know what I mean? But it was just an interesting way to look at it. But yeah, man, we just hopefully just get more information or something. How much playing time Mendoza and Cousins get in the preseason?
I can't imagine Cousins plays any preseason snaps. I really don't think he's going to play a lot. Maybe one series like how Geno played against the Cardinals last year for a little bit. Maybe that. Mendoza should play a lot. I don't see why he wouldn't. Like, why wouldn't you play him unless he's starting, right? But even if he is starting, you kind of do have to play him a little bit because he's a rookie.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, I'd like to see him play a lot. Like, I mean, maybe not the entire second half of a game, but like he should play like the first quarter of a game, and get some series in there. What else are you going to do? I mean, you can't keep the kid on ice forever.
No, you can't. Thing is, like, it all depends. Like, I wonder how much O'Connell's going to play. Right. I think that is the biggest, kind of factor that's going to happen with this. Because if he gets to play a lot too, which, they keep hyping him up, and, they might be trying to like sell a trade with him too. Like, how much is he going to eat up Mendoza snaps? Like, is Mendoza going straight third team? Is that what we're doing here? Or are they going to alternate? Is O'Connell, if Cousins doesn't play, does O'Connell start the preseason game? Like, how does it work? And how many quarters does O'Connell play? Because O'Connell is the X factor here. He might eat up the snaps a lot. So if they're trying to, build up a trade for him or whatever they want to do, right? Because to me, I just don't think they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. I mean, do you have to? Or because it
I'd see a case for both. You have the reason I might keep 3 is I just don't know their plan in terms of who's starting, when Mendoza is going to play, when he's not going to play. Because if your goal is to sit Mendoza for a long time, if that's what you're going to do, if this is a Jordan Love situation, if this is a, look, he's just not going to play this year, we don't want to even be tempted. You're not going to just sit and wait for Kirk Cousins to get hurt and go, all right, kid, you're playing. Like, if you're really not playing him, then you're not playing him. You're going to have somebody else to throw out there if Kirk Cousins gets hurt. I tend to think he will go out there if Cousins is hurt. But if they're serious, if we're to take Brady and these guys at their word that Mendoza's kind of just, he's going to have to, we're going to play the long game with him, then maybe then you do keep 3.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to kind of look at there. He said, "I worked for the Raiders PR out of college, Russell years." Oh, I'm sorry about that, Kelvin. Must have been pretty
He's the
heartbreaking.
efficiency expert now. He saw the most inefficient thing of all time, and now he's the efficiency expert. He's like, I watched Jamarcus Russell for a long time, and I had to spin that to people. I was Raiders PR. Now I'm the efficiency expert because I know what inefficient stuff is.
That was a tough job.
Yeah.
Back then. But he says they have about 10 interns read everything and put it together to their PR guy. Interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Yeah. Because Daniel, they just gave right at that article. The interns, man.
The PR intern was bored as hell reading your article. Like he was like, what are they putting on silver? SB Nation Silver and Black Pride here. Oh, how do you read this? Josh, come hither.
Yeah, we got a problem, man. We got a problem here.
Yeah.
Fucking whack ass. Anyways, but yeah, that's gonna be that's just funny. Working PR for the 07 Raiders, like, man, that was tough. Like, how would you even sell that team? Like, what would you like? Like, you know, go ahead.
Stuff for that or being on the deadliest catch in the ocean, catching like crazy fish and dying in the water. Like, those are 2 of the toughest jobs that ever exist.
I know, man. Like, because you remember, because Raiders.com is like super homer. So I kind of want to go back and look how they spun those seasons, man. Like what was the spin for them? Like, what players did they pick that are playing well? Like the 2-14 season with Andrew Walter. Like, how do they spin it? Like,
yeah,
They're
like Michael Huff made a heck of a play in practice today.
Yeah,
that's like it's stuff like that all day.
Yeah.
Or Ronald Curry. Sure, there's a lot of Ronald Curry stuff.
Yeah.
Zach Miller.
Zach Miller.
Zach Miller looks great.
This question: why is Hondo lying about Justin Jefferson? What did he say about Justin Jefferson?
He says that I don't want to put words in his mouth. I thought it was kind of like his speculation that he thinks the Raiders are going to try to trade for Justin Jefferson, which I tell you, if Max Crosby wants out, I would do it. I've been saying it for weeks. Like, Max Crosby for Justin Jefferson, straight up. Who says no?
Yeah, like
probably the Vikings. Honestly, Vikings would be the team that says no. I would imagine
you'd have to give him Max, just like we talked about before.
Yeah, and which I would do. It's a clean break. I would do it right off the bat. Like, I would rather not give up next year's first, because I do think they're going to get like a legit receiver next year in the first. And I'm not saying Jefferson. I know Jefferson's better, but like, you kind of want to start the clock a little earlier on some of these receivers. Maybe get somebody that can like Chase and Burrow that can kind of age together, rather than then you maybe go try to get the veteran after that and combine the 2. But like, for me, if you had a chance, I would do Max. And everyone's like, oh, I know Max dropped a song about being on the Raiders. I get it, but
he got a new rap song about the Raiders.
It's called the Raider Way. And but I'm just saying, like, if you had the opportunity, if you were John Spytek and you knew you could have Justin Jefferson for Max Crosby, because the Vikings defense would be unreal if they had Max Crosby. Like, they'd be the best defense in football.
Yeah,
they did with Brian Flores. And then the Raiders would have an opportunity to take a 27-year-old receiver, line him up with Cousins for a while, and then Mendoza, and you'd think you could get at least 4 prime years out of Justin Jefferson. I would do it in a heartbeat. That being said, I don't expect them to acquire Justin Jefferson. And I did see that rumor, and then I saw who the source was, and I was like, because I was like waiting for Jeremy Fowler. I was like, ooh, did Jeremy Fowler say this? And it was like, nah. It was another guy, the Michigan State Spartan.
The Michigan State Spartan. I would have pulled this Max Crosby song, because this is because just it's hilarious to me. Like why are you? I don't know. Rappers rapping. Why do Raiders guys always want to rap?
Well, because they're hurt.
I guess
because they're hurt and have sobriety issues. And they need something to take their time. I mean, look at the 2 last rapping Raiders were 2 guys that had addiction problems and needed something to fulfill their time in the off season.
Yeah. I mean, I rap myself, so I can't be talking too much shit. To be honest.
Where's your Raider song? Do you know?
I would never do that. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
That's that right away. That's that right away. I feel like easy on them 808s. I call your babe, she ride that 98. Making plays every day, laughing to the bank. Max the rollie on my wrist, it cost me 98. Cash it.
I mean,
What are you smoking?
I don't know.
That's not a cigar.
It's not a cigar.
No. I'm pretty sure.
You know?
Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. I mean, not my not. I guess it's really none of my business, right? But I was just laughing. Like, don't do that. Yeah. Don't post the video.
I don't want to play too much because I don't want to flag me or something. Trying to get money off his song or something.
Brogan Roback's gonna send you a cease and desist letter.
Exactly. I mean, the beat's cool. Beats.
I will say it's not as bad as I would expect. If somebody told me like, "Hey, Max Crosby's rapping," I'd be like, "Damn it!" And then like I hear that, I'm like, "It's not." It doesn't get me super excited, but it's not embarrassing. So that's all you ask for when athletes rap.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I just feel like if you do like a Raider song, I feel like it has to be like some kind of West Coast like Bay Area sound still. Like so,
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna do a song like that, I just feel like it's just. It would get more people, you know what I mean? You want people see walking and shit, you know what I mean? Like
Waller was the one that was terrible. I thought Waller was horrible.
Did he do a Raider song? He didn't do a Raider song.
No, but I just his rapping in general, I thought was just horrendous. Like
yeah,
it was just robot AI chat GPT rap. It was horrible.
It's his voice. His voice is bad. He got a bad voice. But yeah, that happens. But anyways, this is total offseason talk. You can tell we have nothing to talk about because I'm playing Max Crosby songs. I will not do this during the season. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He said, would you ever do that at the Raiders game? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I personally, me, I'm not going to be, but
I don't know if I ever play that again.
Well, here comes Kelvin Kelly, the Raiders PR guy, going, I like it. I like that a lot. I like my efficiency expert man coming in here saying, I kind of like it. I was like, you know what? You never leave the PR field. Yeah, I love
it. Oh man. Oh dude. All right. What's the fastest way to develop this young offensive skilled position core? Sorry, guys.
So we're talking about when we're talking about developing, who are we talking? Are we talking, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty? I'm guessing they're going to be a big part of it. But are we talking Besh? Are we talking Thornton? Talking about Naylor? Honestly, continuity is going to be nice. Like I think just having the same coach for a long time. Hopefully the Raiders do have this. They have the opportunity to like I was just thinking about this the other day. Like it's going to be nice if Kubiak is a keeper, which I think a lot of us are leaning that he is. If Kubiak's a keeper, it's going to be nice that when the Raiders draft somebody in the offseason, we're going to go like, okay, this is how he fits into what Kubiak does. Because we're constantly in new offenses. And you're like, they're drafting these guys, and you're trying to figure out by the draft what the offense is going to look like. Whereas now you're kind of going, oh, that's a West Coast guy right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that to me is good. So right away, I there could always be some growing pains. I'm really interested with Bowers because I think what you were saying last week as this kind of like, who sucks on your defense? Let me throw 89 at you. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to where that guy has to be near 89. But like again, Kubiak doesn't have this like super track record. He's never really had this unicorn when he was calling plays at the tight end position. But also I think he's a guy that can adjust to personnel really well to know like, well, this is clearly my guy. I'm not going to just force feed wide receivers because I had JSN last year. Well, you don't have JSN right now. You don't have that guy. Bowers becomes that guy. They have to lean into their personnel, I think is I guess the answer to this question. Lean into your personnel. Don't try to make Jack Besh this 100 target guy when you have these other players that are much more dynamic with the ball in their hands. Lean into what you have, and what you have is a good running back, elite tight end, couple, good backup tight end. I think in Michael Mayer, you have Trey Tucker, but just kind of understand. I think so many Raider fans like fatal flaws is just not understanding your personnel. Like Josh McDaniels, I thought his offense looked pretty good when he knew Devontae Adams was going to be prime Devontae Adams. And it was like, I'm going to run the offense through there. But then when they didn't have him, or he wasn't available, or just he kind of fell off a little bit or something, it was just kind of like, well, I still have to make somebody play the Devontae Adams role. No, Devontae Adams is not there. Nobody's playing the Devontae Adams role because he's hurt. And I think Kubiak's going to be a little bit better at that, in my opinion, of just kind of going, this is what I have. This is what I can do with what I have.
You said like what he means is Cousins more suited to develop our young wide receiver course. I mean, well, yes.
I don't
like yes and no. Like, I mean, from a throwing the football standpoint, no. From like an intelligence West Coast running Kubiak's offense standpoint, yes. That's what I would say. I think Cousins is going to do fine, right? That's what I think. I think Kubiak's going to make way and know how to play around his strengths no matter what. And he's going to know that his arm's not big. He's going to understand that because Kubiak's a smart guy. But I mean, with development, it's from a stat perspective. Like if you're expecting like development from a stat perspective, like are these guys going to play better? I would say yes, but I also would come back and say that they're going to run the ball 50% of the time. Like, because I talk about this on the radio a lot. When they ask me these questions, it's like it's hard for me to say that like Jack Bech is going to have like a 1,000-yard season or something like that because one, there's not going to be enough targets. I mean, they're going to throw the ball to Brock Bowers. It's going to be Brock Bowers, Trey Tucker, Aston Jeanty, Michael Mayer probably too, and then we might get to the other wide receivers, right? Maybe Jalen Naylor in some spots, but it's just not going to be a lot for it to go around. Like, and I was even looking at the Seahawks stats, and it was like it's JSN 1,700, and then it goes all the way down to Cup at like 900, and then Barner's at 500. So like it kind of tells you that these guys aren't going to really like develop stat wise in this offense until Mendoza becomes that guy where they feel like they can throw the ball a lot.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. And to me, I think developing, I think there's yards are different than efficiency to me. You'll know it even if certain guys aren't putting up crazy games. You'll just see them getting open a little easier. You'll just see third downs not being this terrible situation for the Raiders all the time, even if they're not putting up these crazy, 900, 1,100 yard seasons, 10 touchdown games. I think you'll just know that they're being used the proper way, right? Like, I'm not going to ask this guy to be this player for me. I'm not going to ask this guy to be this player for me. I'm just going to ask him, but when he's called, I'm going to put him in the best. When his number's called, I'm going to put him in the best situation where there might be a guy with 350 receiving yards on the Raiders next year that has like 5 or 6 huge catches that we think is a lot better because he made those big catches. That's kind of what you'll know early, I think, and where you'll go, okay, Kubiak knows what he's doing here, even if we're not quite there yet.
Yes, so somebody brought that Bill Barnwell tweet, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, Bill Barnwell's. Yeah, I don't know. It's like Kevin from The Office. Like, I don't know.
He's a terrible analyst. But shout out my dude Matt Waldman, who's a old school original film Twitter dude from like all the way back, and he's older guy. He showed LT stats compared to Genty's, and LT had like what I would say like almost 80 more carries, but he averaged 3.7 yards per carry still and had 1,200 yards. So I thought that was a funny comparison because he showed basically how if Jeanty had more carries, then he would have that whatever you would have with LT, where LT's rookie season. So That's why it's stupid.
Also, this is where you just have to watch film. Trent Richardson's film has never been good. He never had a season where you were like, damn, this guy's got it.
Yeah.
He just didn't. And Jeanty but has his best games. If you watch the Bears game and the Texans game, Trent Richardson in his career did not have a game like that.
Yeah.
Either of those games where it looked like, watch out for this guy. Like if they get any sort of offensive synergy going, watch out for this guy. and just making people miss. I mean, the broken tackles coupled with the amount of times he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, like that just shows you that there's probably a lot more to be tapped into with this guy. And I think Bill Barnwell is one of those contrarian guys where July's a boring month for him.
Mm-hmm.
And July, you notice, like, if you ever listen to like these guys' podcasts, and he's a guest on every single show I listen to, I'm always like, oh fuck, it's Bill Barnwell week. Great, they're going to talk about blocking tight ends with Bill Barnwell for fucking 2 hours. Great. And he's always, July is always the month where people stake their claim in like a hot take. So if he can be really early on like Genty sucks, even though he's being playful about it, if Genty does suck, he'd be like, see, I told you it was Trent Richardson. But that is that's beta male activity. We don't do that here.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't like that. I just never liked that guy. It's every person, every guy like that is somebody I'm trying to get out of like sports media. Like I just, the demand, I never understand the demand for it, to be quite honest.
Me either, bro. I don't get it. She said Jefferson or Crosby. I mean, probably you want to go Jefferson. I mean,
I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat.
You think Kubiak's more excited for Genty or Brock?
Brock.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think he's super pumped about both. It's not like a Genty, we'll see. It's just like Brock is I don't even, I think Raider fans, it's weird. Brock Bowers, I think, is one of the few players I've seen where like Raider fans don't actually know how good he is. And like the rest of the sports media knows how good he is. Like a lot of Raider fans are like, yeah, he's good. We just got to get, it's like, no, you don't realize this. Like you have like one of those guys that you don't even think of, you write a blank check to, like, you don't care how much you pay them. They have to be on your team. He's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. The football robot from heaven.
Yeah. You got Kubiak to kind of like say something like emotional.
Yeah. And Eddie, I'm not comparing him. I'm not saying he's like LT. I'm saying that 3.7 yards per carry is 3.7 yards per carry. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not comparing their as talents. I'm just they would agree an impression.
Give me a topic. Chat. Give me a topic, and I'll do it.
All right.
Give me a topic. It could be anything. Yeah. Anything.
Thoughts on Alyssa Liu?
I don't really have a lot of thoughts on her.
Great figure skater.
Yeah. Hey, good job.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Talented.
I think you want some other thoughts, and I just don't really have.
Yeah. Too young for me, bro. You know what I mean? Too young for me. Way too young. Seventh most. Yeah, the Raiders have the seventh most. I mean, right now. I mean, they play in the AFC West. That's why.
It's the AFC West. The division you're in, that because the Cardinals have a tough schedule, right? Like the Arizona Cardinals have a tough schedule. They play in the NFC West, so 6 of their games are against playoff teams.
Yeah, I agree with that. Eric Duck is cracking me up, man, because he does not like DJ Glaze and the Raiders O-line. He said DJ Glaze sack prediction, fellas, and sack prediction for the O-line. I mean, hopefully. Well, is Glaze going to win that job? I mean, because we got another question. Charles Grant looks small last year compared to Glaze. Have you seen what Grant looks like now? I haven't.
That'll be a big training camp thing. That'll be a big when rookies report to camp. There's going to be people that are going to, I know it's not like open to the media, but there's going to be people that maybe see or talk to Charles Grant and they're going to go, he needed to get a lot bigger. I mean, there was a season at William and Mary. Didn't he like come into there at 265 when he came into William and Mary? So like he's got the frame for it.
Yeah.
So with the wrestling background, I'm excited about Charles Grant, to be honest. Like I think that's what this coaching staff needs to do is you got to make a guy like that work. I don't know what he is. I don't know how great he's going to be, but you need to find a way to make that guy like a starting lineman in the league. Because I think it was a good pick by Spytech. They have to make it work.
I'll say this. The offensive line is going to give up less sacks just because Geno Smith is not the quarterback holding the ball.
Right.
And then trying to break 800 tackles. Right. And acting like he is like this Superman guy at the quarterback position. Right. And the quarterbacks that we have here, even though Mendoza does have a little bit of this problem, I hope he gets rid of that. They throw the ball. And And so hopefully that will lead to less sacks. Because even though the offensive line gave up a lot of sacks last year, I still, I feel like a lot of them are on Geno Smith, just not throwing the goddamn ball, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean,
And just,
and the Chip Kelly and they were not put in a position to succeed, so they didn't, and I'm not. Who knows how good they actually are? I know it's better than what they were last year.
Yeah. Baby Suge wants to. He already left. He had a lowrider show to go to. Of course he did. Can you tell you what you guys know about the Tupac and Biggie 187s?
I don't know a lot about their murders. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories about them, which I'd be entertained in listening to, but I don't know them. It's not something I've tapped into.
I'll say this. I say my conspiracy theory is that the CIA killed Tupac and then Biggie was just killed by Diddy because he was trying to get a contract with Diddy. He was making money on the side.
Biggie had too much cap. He wanted more cap space for Bad Boy.
That'd be my conspiracy theory. Tupac is a CIA because the Machiavelli album is pretty crazy. And it always kind of cracks me up how Dr. Dre never got into being part of that, because I feel like he went the hardest at Dre on that album. Like the song "Toss It Up," he's on the back cover. Mm-hmm. He went the hardest on Dr. Dre on that album. So I just thought nobody. I mean, Dr. Dre's pretty connected. You know what I mean? He's pretty connected. He's a little bit of a CIA rapper too, Dr. Dre, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, he's there to bring Bluetooth technology to people and poison the youth with Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah,
they tapped on him for that.
Yeah. Being from Marin County and pretending to be gangster.
He's from Marin County.
He's from Baltimore.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a I don't know. I wouldn't say he's pretending to be gangster. He shot at cops.
I think he became one though. I do think he became that guy. He was not that guy from birth. Yeah. He was an intellectual theater kid growing up, theatrical. Mm-hmm. Everyone's seen the pictures of that, and then eventually he was I think he's one of those method actor guys, that are when you find out Heath Ledger's playing the Joker, and he acts like the Joker, and he went all the way, and then eventually Tupac was just well, I'm just gonna start shooting at people, because that's what I'm rapping about. So he's one of the few rappers to just go, well, I should start doing it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still think that whole Illuminati album is crazy. So
it is still my favorite of his, by far, to be honest.
Oh man, just this, because I was listening to Toss It Up the other day, man. I was like, are we sure Dr. Dre didn't kill him? Because I'm sure he thought about it. As he said, what did I walk into? Oh yeah, you walked into Raiders. You're
certified July 17th moment here.
That's what you walked into, bro. Yeah. All right, we'll get to our first topic here. So, I swear, guys, why not just allow Bowers to run the same concepts as JSN? Yeah,
I mean, in certain scenarios you can, but Bowers is not going to line up at X too often. You know what I mean? It's just they're just going to have to use Bowers a little differently.
Would Brock Bowers get a Drake London contract?
He's getting $30 million a year. I don't know what Drake London's getting, but Brock Bowers is getting $30 million a year.
Yeah, and if the Raiders don't pay him $30 million, there's 80 teams.
Yeah,
31 teams.
Every team.
31 teams.
I don't care what Brock Bowers wants, you pay him. And some people, I've heard people talk about his injury. This is literally the only injury he's had. He was never injured at Georgia, so I'm not worried about the injury prone aspect of him. Mm-hmm. In the way that I might be worried about other players that way. He just had kind of a weird injury last year that nagged at him a little bit. They should have sat him for a few games. They eventually did, but no, they're just gonna have to pay up. And he's clearly the team's number one option.
Who's the highest paid tight end right now?
That's a good question. Who is the highest paid tight end right now? I'm going to find it out for you. Who is the highest paid tight end in the NFL? George Kittle. He's making 19.
Like, if you got
Bauer's going to get at least 25. So I won't say 30, but I'll say 25. At least 25.
Okay. 25.
Trey McBride's getting 19 as well.
Oh, yeah, Trey McBride got paid. Because I was a little shocked that Brock Bowers still got voted number 1 by the ESPN NFL execs. That shocked me a little bit, but it kind of makes sense because when he did play and he was healthy last year, like he was dominant. Man.
His stats last year would have been like 80% of tight ends' best career years last year. He had like close to 700 yards, seven touchdowns. Like that's, I would say almost 80% of tight ends that have ever played an NFL snap. That would be their best career year.
Yeah.
Like by far.
And to me, I think he has the greatest catch ever made by a tight end against
that against the Chargers. It's so because I didn't think I was like that. I was like, oh, he wasn't in bad. I was like, what? It was crazy. And then he also has that one against Tampa where he reaches behind him in that awful Tampa game. And then the Jaguars game is where you're just going like, oh my gosh, please get this guy in a good functional offense. Because like you do have that cheat code with him. He's just so good after the catch. He's such a good route runner. Pay the man. I mean, I can they do it this year? No, they have to wait.
You have to wait
3 years, right? So yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to pick up his 5th-year option, but like they're gonna pay him before that.
Yeah, you got to pay him like as soon as March hits, man. It should be like 26 million. You're like, you're right. Just make him happy as hell.
Especially because you have Mendoza. Like it's not even like you're going like, we don't know what our plan is at quarterback. It's like, well, you do. So
yeah,
any of your plan at quarterback involve him throwing to this guy.
Yeah, he's got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they could pay him because they have Mendoza, right? Somebody asked, like, if Mendoza going to be, that's why I think Mendoza is going to be good because he has Kubiak and he has Brock Bowers. Forever Raider 888 asks, what do y'all think of Tanner Wall? This is, I had to Google Tanner Wall.
I don't know who that is.
Is
that Paul Wall's brother?
No, he's a Mormon from BYU, but he's an undrafted free agent for the Raiders.
Oh, I remember somebody talking about this. 26-year-old safety.
Is that what he is? Yeah.
Oh, so he's Mormon. He's Mormon. Yeah. He had to go on his mission. He had to go ride some bikes.
He had to go to Portugal. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he had to go ride some bikes down in Portugal.
I really hope we have no Mormon fans, man, because they definitely unsubscribe.
Yeah. 6'1", 196. He's from Arlington, Virginia, so he's definitely a government operative. He BYU 2021 through 2025, undrafted on the Raiders. I mean, they attacked a lot of the safety position this year. Like they really threw a lot at that position. So if he were to make this team, he'd have to like super ball out.
Yeah, he would.
Or somebody's hurt, or somebody got hurt. I don't even want to think.
Do we want Tanner Wall playing? I don't think so.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't want another. Was that Eric Harris? I'm good.
I mean, Eric Harris at least got picks, though.
He did get a couple. He had that game against the Chargers where he went he snapped on Phillip Rivers.
He got interceptions.
He did
at least. You know what I mean? At least that's what he did. He got interceptions at least.
Jeff, what was it? Was it the guy Jeff? He got the pick against Mahomes in the COVID game. Oh, Jeff Heath. I was thinking the white safeties. Yeah.
Yeah. So you. These guys are funny. Glenn used to like ALC back in like 2018. Man, he's a big ALC guy.
Guys, you don't want this to turn into a political show. I'm just saying.
Mostly because she's the way she looks.
Hey, I mean, whom among us?
All right,
bartender. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, any sleeper UDFAs you're watching for in camp?
I don't know. I really kind of am a UDFA hater until preseason. Like when preseason happens and I watch the game, I go, "Oh, that guy's good." But until then, I'm like, you kind of don't exist to me. And let's be real, a lot of the team thinks that too. Like most of the team is kind of like, look, we'll bring you in, but like we would have drafted you if that's the case.
Yeah.
And she's AOC, these AOC things. She ain't ugly. You're right. Hey, you're right. But anyways, the UDFAs on this team, I liked Chase Roberts just through the draft process. It's not somebody I found out that was a UDFA, so I like that. He's slow, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if that just might be Jerron Kreiner.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough for me to get super. I'm interested in the Sloan guy, right? Like this.
Seeing Sloan, yeah.
See what happens there. I could see him making some plays in the preseason and becoming kind of a fan favorite. But I don't want that many UDFAs making this team. I'm like tired of that. Like I'm not. People get real sensitive about that because you think of like the Patriot Belichick years. They would always have these UDFAs that make the team, but for the most part, you want to draft and develop. You want to draft and develop these players, and like your draft picks need to pan out. The reason UDFAs make your team a lot of times is because your draft picks suck. So I'm kind of hoping that the Spy Tech regime has draft picks that make this team and start and play well.
Yeah. For me, I mean, the easiest one is Tokyo Toe.
I'm sorry, man. People keep bringing up the SAC Summit. Can we call it something other than the SAC Summit? Like, you know what I mean? Like that just sounds like when people used to call parties a sausage fest back in the day. Like what's like? Don't call it that. Like literally any other name you could work. Like because like they'd be like, "Hey, are there any girls in there?" Nah, it's a real SAC Summit in here. Like. I was just thinking about this shit the other day. I was like, you had every name possible you could think of when you're like, yeah, it's the summit of all the SAC.
The SAC Summit.
Yeah, man. I was just like every year when it happens, I'm like, I think that thought, and I'm like, I can't be the only one thinking that this is a different kind of name,
Oh,
like,
man,
what if your wife is like, what are you getting packed up for? And you're like, I'm going to the SAC
Summit.
Excuse me?
I'm going to watch the SAC Summit. Like, you're going to do what? Yeah, I'm covering the SAC Summit.
I told you about it. Honey, I told you about the SAC Summit. Okay? Don't act like I'm springing this on you right now. Oh, yeah, that's his next song. His next song needs to be called that.
The SAC Summit.
Max, we're never getting Max on this show, dude. Never. We just made fun of his. Yeah, I don't know. What does my PR guy think of that name? Where's our PR guy?
Where's Kelly, man? Kelly, PR guy. What do you think of the SAC Summit?
Oh gosh,
hitting the speed bags at the SAC.
I mean, I just. Oh, this is just like I don't know. Football's different now, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Interesting name.
UDFAs.
Who do
you like?
Tokyo Toe's the easy one. I think.
Yeah.
He should make the team. I think he's gonna be the kicker. I think Tokyo Toe's gonna be the Raiders kicker. So that's the easy one for me.
Not Matt Gay.
Matt Gay's going to the SAC Summit.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking, I was like, wait, over who? And then the name popped in my head. I was like, this needs to stop immediately. Oh, I can't wait till training. I cannot wait till training camp. The autumn wind is a Raider.
I think like if there was like a guy that could make it, is Gary Smith, because I'm a big Gary Smith fan. I think he has a chance to make it because the Raiders just don't have a good nose tackle. I mean, they have Benito Jones, right? But he's played in the league for a minute. We kind of find out he's not good. So I would like Gary Smith to make this football team. So Then they have like a young nose tackle too, that's cheap, right? And if he gets the job done, that's who I like. I like, and then Brandon Cleveland too. You know, if either one of those guys could do it, but
he's a 7th rounder, but like that's basically UDFA.
Yeah. All right, Glenn. We're actually getting some good questions today.
Yeah, we are mixed in with some other commentary too.
I mean, there are some crazy questions here, but we'll get to those. But let's talk about our first topic here. Mendoza, chance to start week 1. So Ian Rappaport had a video today about the Raiders quarterback situation. He said that the Raiders are hoping that Kirk Cousins starts the whole year. So they want Kirk Cousins to play the whole year. That's what he says. But he came back and said that, if Mendoza's ready, he's going to start.
Right.
Which, I mean, that's not crazy information, but to me, somebody told Rappaport that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the big thing with that is we need to define ready to start. What does ready to start mean? I think Fernando Mendoza could go out and start an NFL game and not look embarrassing. Like I think you think that. I think that. I think a lot of Raider Nation thinks that. But I think a lot of it comes down to, and I'll save this for when our next topic comes in. What is the makeup of the team? What are we able to do on offense that makes this job a little easier for a rookie quarterback? Because you'll hear the commentary from Tom Brady, from a lot of the talking heads around the Raiders. They're constantly saying we ask too much of these guys at the beginning of it. Not that they're not ready, but we ask too much of them.
Yeah.
So if the Raiders are able to do some things on offense that make the quarterback easier, pass protection, efficient run game, things like that, I think that Mendoza could actually get the starting job independent of whether he's ready or like looking incredible or just looking like regular old quarterback. I still think it's more about the situation than it is Mendoza. And I think they do want Kirk Cousins to come into camp and just look incredible. If he doesn't, I think they're like, look, we can still play him. But like, what if everything else looks really good? What if Rob Leonard, and this is not something I tend to believe is going to happen, but if Rob Leonard's got this defense playing crazy, like in camp, and they're like, wait, our defense might be good. And then they're running the football, and they're like, wait, we're running the football pretty well. And Kirk's arm's dead.
Yeah.
Then what do you do? So I think their plan is what Rappaport is saying, basically.
Yeah.
However, that plan, we haven't seen that plan tested yet whatsoever. And when it looks bad, they will pivot immediately.
Sorry. Eddie had me distracted with his nickname. He called Kubiak KK. I was like, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah, I've been seeing that on Twitter too. I was just like, that's optics why. I know what everyone's saying. It's not wrong to say. It's just like you see it and you're like, wait, what are we talking about here?
It's caught me off guard a little bit. That's all. That's all.
Yeah. K squared, like we could do that. Yeah. Clint. You could just simply call him Clint.
It's caught me off guard a little bit. But yeah, what I would say about Mendoza is, and you asked like, what is ready? I think ready is knowing protections.
Okay.
Knowing
how to protect yourself.
The checks. Yeah. Knowing the checks. Knowing and like them feeling comfortable putting you out there. Right? And you being able to run the offense how they want it to be run. It's not really, honestly, it's probably not really how he throws the ball, right?
Right.
How he's, those type of things, right? Like, how he's looking, or even how he's handling pressure, right? In camera. It's not about stuff like that. It's about, can you go up to the line, right? And can you get the offense set? Can you get us in the right spot? If you see a blitz, do you know what to change to? Do you know the checks for the blitzes? Do you know these things? It's more smaller things to the coaching staff to feel like he's ready, because that's why Carr was able to play over Schaub, like on besides the preseason stuff, is because Carr could do some of those things already. so they felt comfortable putting him out there. So and he could protect himself that way, because if Mendoza doesn't know checks and he doesn't know, he's reading the checks wrong and he's got the offensive line messed up, then it's a blitz and the guy's going to be coming right at him. He's going to get popped. You know, because that's the problem Justin Fields had when he was a rookie too. Like he doesn't know the checks, and you throw those guys out there who don't know the actual kind of small nuances of playing quarterback, right? That you want them to feel ready to play with. That's what ready to the coaching staff is going to be. If Mendoza's out there, Mendoza's out there and he is, in preseason, he's calling out stuff, he's making blitz checks, he's doing all those things in preseason. That's those type of stuff they're gonna be like, oh well, I mean, if he can do that, then we can get him going, right? We can understand that. And somebody said that's why we got the reset for the market center. But yeah, the center does do some of that stuff, but there's also the quarterback sometimes has to be responsible for a blitzer. Like I know that might sound crazy to you guys when I say that, but sometimes, like if there's a free blitzer, the quarterback is responsible for that guy. I mean, he can't block him, right? So he's got to be able to know that it's coming. Pause. But he's got to be able to know that it's attacking him, right? And he's got to understand that situation. So if he doesn't, that's how you catch the ball and you start looking at the Brock Bowers running the choice route, just boom, and then the ball flying in there.
Shador did that. I remember in the preseason when everybody was wondering why Shador wasn't starting, and there was this free edge, and people were like saying like Stefanski set him up to get popped. It's like no, there was a free rusher and Shador didn't see him.
Yeah,
and it was just like you. So much of being a quarterback is learning how to protect yourself. I mean, honestly, Brady, I think you're right about that, because if Brady has a say in on this, like there's no quarterback that learned how to protect himself better than Tom Brady. So It's just kind of like he knows how valuable that is. And I think you're right about that. But also, that was probably one of Mendoza's weaknesses in college, is kind of running himself into a sack here and there, and at the sack summit. And here and there, like he would do that, and something like that. But I will say, a lot of this can change if Kirk Cousins comes out there and is just trash in camp. Like, and I'm talking trash. And look, mentally, he won't be. We know mentally he's going to know exactly how to do everything Clint Kubiak wants to do. You said it's not necessarily important about Mendoza making all the throws, which I do agree. I think it's really important that Kirk Cousins makes the throws.
Yes, it does.
In camp. Because if he doesn't, and you're just like, man, he's toast. They're going to have to be like, okay, now that Kirk's toast, what do we do? Exactly. That's going to be the interesting conversation. To me, it's start Mendoza. To them, I don't know.
I think the practice against the Texans is going to tell us a lot.
Yep.
Because one, Will Anderson is walking through that door.
Right.
And he made DJ Glaze his bitch on film.
Yes, he did.
He did. Like, he just... It was funny. We were doing the breakdown, and Matt's like, yeah, he's a speed to power rusher. I was like, no, Matt, he just ran around him. He didn't do it too much speed to power. He just, like, this guy's slow. I can just go around him.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, with DJ Glaze, that is the DJ Glaze experience.
Yeah, Justin DJ says put in AOC. To be honest, I feel like I would kind of wish that AOC was a spot starter, because then we can kind of, the leash would be smaller.
Right.
Because AOC can, honestly, I think Kubiak, I think he could probably find a way to get for AOC to get it done. But, the leash would be so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because
who the hell are you? Because who the hell are you?
Exactly. Cousins, his leash is like, like how bad does he have to play for them to pull him? Because you talk about the scenario where the defense is playing good, right? And Cousins isn't, right? And they have a winning record or something like that. Does Kubiak have? I think he does have the balls to do this, but does he pull him if that is happening, right? Because the fans are going to be bitching after the first loss. I'm sorry.
Right.
Let's keep it real. If the Raiders start 3-0 and then they lose that fourth game, it is because of the 3 interceptions. Twitter is going to be on fire, right? With play Mendoza. You're holding the defense back.
Yeah.
Crosby is having a breakout year. You can't do this. You got to play Mendoza.
Crosby's made a diss track about Kirk Cousins and AOC.
Yeah. So it's called Ran to Atlanta remix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Send it back to Atlanta. But yeah, people are gonna be on fire. I mean, because it is a possibility. I think the Rob Leonard question, which we'll get to the DTs, because I think somebody asked me, this is a good question to kind of lead to this. Where do you think the defense lands in terms of rankings for turnovers? I mean, nobody knows what Rob Leonard is going to do.
Yeah.
Right? This is a good one. Top 3 called Chaos. I like that.
Sounds like something I would download off LimeWire in like 2004.
Max Crosby Chaos diss track.
Yeah. There's like underscores in the title. Yeah.
But yeah, let's say Rob Leonard has an interesting aspect to this, because if that defense catches people off guard, because like I said, man, there's no film on Rob Leonard's defense.
Yeah.
So they might start off hot. It's a possibility. Right, there's more talent on this defense, right? They have more, players. I mean, they got Quay Walker he almost made the top 10 list. He was number 11 on that top 10 list, right? You got Nakobe Dean, who I think is better than Quay Walker, right? We just got to make sure he's healthy, but we at least get good 8. We're getting a good 8 games from Nakobe Dean. I know that for sure, right? Are we getting 17? I don't know. We're getting a good 8 for sure, So you have that talent there. So you have Dean, you have Walker, you have Crosby. You bring in Kwity Paye, you bring in Tre'Davious Stukes. Those guys have talent. There's talent for Rob Leonard to build with. So they might start hot, man, until teams figure out exactly what they're doing, because he's never called anything. Nobody knows what the hell he's gonna do. Week 1, like, is he gonna blitz a lot? We don't know. Is he not going to blitz a lot? I don't know. We don't know exactly what he's going to do. He might be a blitz crazy guy.
I think he's going to be a psycho.
You know what I mean? He might be that type of guy. It's not for sure, because he's been so many places that he could learn from, like, he could take from Mike McDonald a little bit. He could take from Pete Carroll. He could take from Patrick Graham. He could take from a lot of these guys and kind of build his own system himself. So that's gonna be the interesting part of it, is like what happens there. But when it comes to turnovers, I mean, they brought in a bunch of ball hawks for that reason. So hopefully they get some more turnovers.
Yeah, and to your point about Leonard, I think he is going. I mean, first off, to me, I've been very critical of the Rob Leonard hire, but at this point, I don't want to see a conservative defense. I'll be really mad if I see a conservative defense.
Okay.
From Rob Leonard, where they just sit back and tackle. We're going to sit back and tackle is what we're going to do. And I'll be mad, because this is your one chance.
Yes, that's 100% true.
This is your lose yourself instrumentals playing right now. This is it. This is all you got. Like, you need to go out there and like make a crazy, like, a game, dial up something that changes the scope of the game. Because like maybe you don't have the best personnel, but you got guys that can take the ball away. You have Max Crosby. You might have something in Kieran Crawford and Kuntz on the other side, and you might have some linebackers, and just go for broke at this point. Like I will actually be a lot more respectful of him, whether it's good or bad, if he goes out there and plays aggressive defense. And philosophically, we hope that he's there to say, hey, look, nobody's gonna beat us to the edge. Nobody's gonna, we're gonna hit harder than anybody. Sure. But like, take chances. And that's going to be how they're topped in turnovers, because I still don't think they have that defense that can just sit back and get pressure with 4. I don't think they have that. So they're going to have to really manufacture the chaos.
I agree with that. You should tired of the bend but don't break. I am too. So I mean,
because it still breaks. That's the problem. Like it's bend but don't break, and then it breaks. Because at the end of the day, like, your team's not good enough to play that way. Last year was maddening where they had awful linebackers and they're like, oh, we're going to sit back and we're going to tackle in front of us. Okay, you sat back and they just threw a little hitch in front of you and the guy gets a first down on 3rd and 9 when the ball he caught was 4 yards short of the first down and Devin White missed a tackle. So-and-so, Isaiah Polamau missed a tackle. The problem is they play this game and you sit back and you still get beat. So to me, I'd rather get beat by somebody trying to make a play because, a few times especially against some inexperienced quarterbacks, you're going to get them off their game and they're going to throw the ball at somebody.
Yeah. Justin, as you just said, Jesse Merrick mentioned we might see more of a Flores style defense from Leonard.
For sure. Like send them, I don't know if I want to blitz that much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want my corners playing that kind of man, but at the end of the day, they did draft Jermon McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's something there. Maybe they do want the ability to play a little bam, like straight up.
I mean, Flores has got more exotic recently. So he still blitzes a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he blitzes, but it's been more exotic, like him really showing like the cover zero look. Yeah. And then changing to different things. So if it gets more Flores style that way, I like that because basically, what it does, you basically just have one game like where you just blitz the hell out of somebody, right? So it's on film and then you have your quarterback worried about that. And then you switch it up the rest of the season and then you have just people, their minds flipping everywhere. So
and you have Dean, Walker, guys that can blitz for sure, athletic guys. You're gonna have to I'll be really more so than anything. I'll be really disappointed if they're just gonna sit back and play very vanilla cover 3, whatever zone, and just sit back and be like, "Oh, our D line just needs to get home." Help your D line get home.
Yeah,
take chances. I don't think anybody expects them to have a top 10 defense this year. So figure it out. I'd rather be a little more boom or bust on defense rather than this just conservative thing, paper cut, let yourself getting paper cut to death when we all know what's going to happen on 3rd and 9. We all know.
Yeah. If IPM gets cut, who has a spot? Probably Dalton Johnson, right? Dalton Johnson for sure.
The deep safety. I kind of like Stooks there.
You like Stooks there?
I like Stooks playing deep down the field personally.
I kind of like Johnson there too. I kind of like Johnson. I do. I like Johnson better there because I think Stooks can tackles better than Johnson does overall.
Sure.
So you could kind of have him a little bit more in the box if you're going to do that. But I like Dalton Johnson a lot. I do. I think that's a great pick in the 5th round. I think he's a good player.
They traded Tyree Wilson for him.
Yeah, it's true.
It's going to be interesting. That's one of those ones where you do Darren Waller for Trey Tucker. They're going to be linked.
Yeah. So Johnson and Nichols and Stoops at deep.
That's what I like personally there, but I think Stooks' versatility is going to be that's the thing. That's where you're going to know if Rob Leonard's good is I can use Stooks multiple different ways. Do it then.
Exactly. Who wins, Kuntz or Pay for week 1 starter?
That's interesting. Is there a chance where Pay has his hand in the ground and Kuntz is an outside linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I feel like it's going to work. Where Pay's got his hand in the ground, and then Kuntz is kind of standing up as a rusher. I'm just wondering if that happens.
I hope so.
That's what I'd like to see.
Because I talked about putting DT issues on because they don't have a 5 technique on this roster.
Yeah,
you have Tonka and I think Laulu. If he plays a little better, he could do it, but Tonka Hemingway can't do that right now.
Nate Tice was shouting out Laulu as a breakout player this year.
Really?
That shocked me, to be honest. He's good. He's good because they did this thing called the all average team where they tried to find out the average player at every position, and he had Jonah Laulu. And I'm like, damn, if Jonah Laulu is average, I think he's slightly below average personally, but
I think he's average. I think he's an average player. I think that because he has some good moments, but he's inconsistent. So that's how an average player is. That's what I'm saying. If he takes another step, he's a young player. He's only second year. So if he takes another step, then maybe they have somebody that could play there. But they might have to have Pay play a little bit more inside, mix it up a little bit, and have Kuntz out there. But when they drafted Crawford and then look at Sloan, they're really going for that stand-up linebacker thing. So that's the thing. And I think Pay doesn't do bad in that situation. He just doesn't have the bend to get a lot of
I don't really like him screaming off the edge. I like him kind of being a disruptor in the run game. Perhaps maybe on stunts, being used on stunts. I just see him as a good Tyree Wilson. Like I think the reason they signed Pay, this is why you have to draft well, is because they signed Pay. If Tyree Wilson's good, they don't sign Kwity Paye.
Exactly.
So like you constantly have to go to the well and pay somebody maybe a little bit more than they're worth because your draft pick sucks. 100%. And that's kind of the issue with this.
Yeah, I mean that's free agency in a nutshell.
Yeah, my draft picks stink. So I need to fill more holes on the roster. I need to overpay people. I have no leverage.
Mm-hmm. I mean, same thing on linebacker, man. I mean, that's what they do at linebacker.
They really did.
Yeah. Do you guys feel that this is the year before the year? I do.
Yep. This is 2015. This is 2015 to me.
I really don't care about this year that much, to be honest.
No, not at all. Win loss, right? People are like, you think I got like coworkers who are like, I'm kind of pumped for the season, man. I think we can make a run. I kind of catch them off guard because they're not like people who listen to shows like this and stuff. They're kind of just more like Raiders, just guys like that, salt of the earth. And I'm just like, I don't know how good they're going to be, but I feel excited about them. Like, and they can't understand the idea of like winning 5 games, but feeling good about the team, like they don't. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. You guys think JVJ is gone? Trouble with 3 dreams now.
This is the year. This is the year you have to make the decision. You have to make that because you have to pay him after this year.
Who would win the slap off, Tom Brady or Will Smith?
I'll go with Brady. He's our owner.
Yeah. I'll go with Brady just because Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith. His wife runs him, so
and also like you have to look at what they both kind of got cucked in a way, but Brady gets cucked by the Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor. That's like a more honorable version than August Alsina.
I don't know because Brady did the more man thing where she didn't want him to play football anymore. He's like, nah, I'm playing football.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole wife thing is way more honorable on Brady's side. Whereas Will Smith was like, I guess you could have sex with an R&B singer on my couch. I guess. Yeah.
There's nothing more manly than saying,
I don't want to be problematic and say that you can't have sex with August Alsina. Like, just shut up.
Yeah, you don't let a woman tell you to do anything. It's like, I want to play.
Yeah.
I want to go 9-8 this year. So.
Yeah. We're in the NFC South.
Who are you?
Yeah. We're in the NFC South. I'm sorry.
He's like, Will Smith got the pit of, he got the pit of aggression. Maybe he does. You know what I'm saying? But.
He does, but
he's from Philly. He's from Philly. I give him that.
But all he does is that little freestyle show with like riff raff and stuff. Now that's how he gets his aggression. Now he ain't beating nobody up anymore.
Yeah, and his rap songs are kind of funny. So, who is the linebacker 3 this year? That's easy. It's Cody
Lindenberg. Cody Lindenberg out of Minnesota. Let me tell you about Cody Lindenberg out of Minnesota. It's frozen up there. They play hockey. This guy's born from the ice. He punched his way up when he was born. He punched through the ice like Fargo. I love this Lindenberg, man. He'll punch you in the dirt. He's a tough son of a bitch, that Lindenberg. My dad had a guy like him in the 70s when he coached for Dan Devine at Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you guys asked for one earlier.
There you go. Yeah, that was a great moment. That was a great moment.
I had to give you one. I was like, I was waiting for my pocket. I didn't want to be like, Will Smith. Let's talk about Will Smith. That doesn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah. That was perfect timing for it. Perfect timing. I agree. He's got so many questions today, man. Y'all are hungry for questions. We got the the one that caught me off guard. If this wasn't KK's first year as a head coach, you were confident in starting a rookie QB. Thoughts? Yes, I 100% agree with that question though. Kubiak wants to win. That's why Cousins is here. Let's keep it real. Kubiak does not want to lose. You could look at Kubiak's face when he's at the press conference. Losing just is he's not a fan.
I just won the Super Bowl. I don't want to lose right now.
He's just not a fan.
All right.
So that's why we have Cousins here, guys. Because if he was like, this is a rebuild, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say this is a rebuild. Okay. AOC's a starter. It's AOC versus Mendoza. Because like AOC can AOC go 7-10 in an NFL season? I think so. If he started a whole year, could he go 7-10? 6-11, 7-10.
If Kubiak had Aiden O'Connell at a 7-10 record and the offense was playing pretty well, I would feel so good about this team. Like I would. That's the thing is people want to see Mendoza play early in order to feel good about this team. But if Clint Kubiak has not even mid, lower tier mid playing that way, I'll feel incredible. I'll go. This is we are set. We have one of those guys at coach.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough for me to kind of deal with that situation, but it is true that he doesn't want to lose. That's why Cousins is here, guys. He thinks that Cousins, they get the team a little bit better. He doesn't have to go through the embarrassment of going 4-13. He can do the 7. It's like Justin the DJ said. He can do the 7 wins. He can go 7-10. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So because even then, like if Cousins, struggles and they're like at 3-5 or something, Mendoza comes in and plays well, they can get to like 6 or 7 still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I still think it's a 5-win team personally, like but a scrappy 5-win team. Like just kind of like you could just see the flaws on the team, but knowing that what's there can be the start of something. And they're a couple pieces away personnel wise. The coach, you trust the coach. I think that's what they are. But hell, Clint Kubiak could come out there and just look like this is my time to run the show. I would hope he has the defense kind of playing aggressive and telling Rob Leonard like, hey, you play aggressive defense, you go take the ball away. We'll score, and that's what I hope they do this year. I hope they're just kind of a fun, scrappy team that without any expectations and any pressure on them.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, before we keep going with the show, just let you guys know we're giving away the new TDL shirts. Let me put this back up.
Yeah, pull it up. These are great.
We're giving away the Friday Night Live shirt. Right, you got the TDL on the back right there, and then they're giving away the new Friday Night Live hat. So doing a $1.99 giveaway for both of these, right? So if you guys want to get in on this, $1.99 for the FNL hat and the FNL shirt. So support the channel that way. Then if you just want, and also you can just go buy these guys. I mean, these are dope, man. I made these for you guys. People who come support Friday Night Live. Also, I learned this week, Glenn. I talked to this guy who's going to help do some Google promotions for us. We got a lot of secret watchers. So all you secret watchers who don't subscribe,
secret ones,
yeah, you little secret guys, you little hiders in there. You know what I mean? Get you an FNL shirt. You know what I'm saying? Or just donate to the channel. You ain't got to. It's okay. We won't shout you out too much in here, but get you an FNL shirt. You know what I'm saying? And rock it out here. But yeah, $1.99, guys. You can get you an FNL and the shirt and the hat. You know what I'm saying? I guess Damien is one of me said my bad.
Hey, you're not secret anymore.
You're not secret anymore, Damien. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you supporting the channel there. But yeah, that's what we got going here, guys. So we'll do that. All right, so let's get into our next topic, and then we'll kind of round out with questions here. I got a lot of questions, man. We got a lot of questions here. I appreciate the interactiveness that we're getting here today. So Glenn, I was going to talk about the Raiders DT issues, but I kind of already got into that because I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted just a space eater in the middle so bad in this offseason, and they have really just addressed it with UDFAs and 7th round picks. And I'm like, okay.
I'm a little nervous. I am.
Okay.
I mean, because I know Nate Tice likes Jonah Laulu.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I just feel like you could have did better.
Uh-huh.
You had the money to go get somebody to do better. That's all.
I would have overpaid for that position a little bit just to go, okay, I got a guy here that I know can do this and free up these linebackers, run down. Yeah, I'm with you there. But so that means we're going to talk about what can they fix.
Yeah. Right? What do the Raiders need to solve to basically like this season? Like what would make you feel good?
And what can they solve? I guess it's more what can they solve this year? Like what we understand that the Raiders are kind of a couple year project in terms of making them into an AFC contender. I think we understand maybe that's not this year, despite maybe it's just unless Mendoza just comes out and he's just out of control good and they're running the ball at a clip that there's a lot there is a miracle factor to the Raiders, but I'm disregarding that right now. If this is a couple year rebuild and we expect them to be a certain thing in a couple of years, are there things they can fix this year with the current personnel that they have, with the current coaching staff that they have? Can they fix certain things that have been eating at them for a couple of years? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have something that you think they could fix. Now, this is not what you want them to fix, but this is like looking at the roster. What can they fix? And I'll start with number one, running the football. They can fix the run game. They could be a top 10 rushing team this year if they want to be. They can. They can. A lot has to go right, but I think if this coaching staff is worth a crap, they can do it. There's guys on the roster. I think you have a great running back. I think you have enough on the O-line. And I think you have enough in terms of exotic designing of the play. And I think you have Rick Dennison, who's seen it all at O-line coach. I think you can become a top 10 running team in the league this year.
Yeah.
That you don't have to wait to 2027 for that. You don't have to wait for 2028 for that. That's something you can fix this year. And that's something that honestly like helps the team exponentially, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I think those are good points. Those are good points. For me, a couple of things that I think they could solve this year. I think the run game, that is the biggest one, right? Because I think that
number one,
the biggest factor for what Kubiak loves to do, right? They are going to run the ball. We are going to see some 2nd and 8 runs, guys, that might frustrate you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? They are going to pound the rock. Right, this is going to be some old school pounding the rock. Now, the thing is, like, if they don't fix it, that's going to be the whole problem with what Kubiak likes to do. So I think that's the biggest factor. They have to fix the run game. Mm-hmm. Offensively, though, I think, which is the glaring part, is the offensive line. Right, I think if they can get the offensive line to play well together, right. And the young part of it too, like if we get Caleb Rogers out there instead of Spencer Burford, because as much as I know that these guys, they want to win, so they're gonna put Spencer Burford out there, right? But I don't think I don't think Spencer Burford plays more than 4 games. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I think Caleb Rogers is playing from like week 4 to week 18, right? If they can get that offensive line young and ready to play, right? You got Linderbaum. Let's say JPJ takes the next step. Caleb Rogers comes in and takes the next step. Charles Grant plays right tackle. He plays really well, right? If those guys just put like a top 20 offensive line together, right? I'm being a low bar because I mean they're terrible last year, so I'm giving them a low bar to get to.
Right.
If they get to like top 20 kind of offensive line feel, right? I think that's where we're like, okay, That means the next year these guys get better. Maybe we don't like JPJ there. Maybe we don't like. We could just plug a guard in there, right? And then it might put them in the position where they get draft a tackle to replace Colton Miller, kind of fill him in there too. So I think the offensive line playing well is a big part. But to me, too, I think somebody mentioned it. I think defensively, though, I want the secondary to. It's so young. If those guys take a step,
the
rookies play. Just think about it. Just think about how young the secondary is. Okay, now at safety, they're not the youngest, right? They got Chin at safety, but they still have Traydon Stooks.
Still pretty young, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So Stooks, Johnson, right, and Chin, right. Chin probably is gone after this year. Let's keep it real.
Nobody's 30 in the Raiders secondary.
Exactly. So let's just say those guys just play average to above average as a secondary, right? And let's say Darian Porter plays really well. And you still have Eric Stokes too. So Eric Stokes maybe plays pretty well, but Darian Porter takes a big step, right? That is huge. Traydon Stooks comes in there and he just looks like the safety that we all think he is. Right?
Stud. Yeah.
Right. And then maybe Dalton Johnson fills in. He looks like the safety we all
makes a play, makes some plays. Makes some plays.
Because at the end of the day, if the Raiders have Traydon Stooks and Dalton Johnson, they go into 2027 with Traydon Stooks, Dalton Johnson, Jamal McCoy, Darian Porter. You could maybe add in, let's say, you have Taron Johnson. Let's say Greedy Vance takes a step.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you're in the position to get these 1-year veteran deals at corner, kind of these lottery, like how they did with Casey Hayward, where you're like, look, I got the young beast here. Let me see if I can get a veteran that can be in the rotation. You don't have to go find a $20 million corner. You don't have to trade for a Sauce Gardner. You don't have to do these things that all these other teams do. I think you're 100% correct about that. I think that's something, even if they don't fix the secondary this year, you can see the vision for the secondary this year.
Exactly.
That's what it is. They might still have some numb nuts moments where you're like, oh, that's just a blown coverage. But then they might have some plays where it's like, holy crap, they went against, I'm just trying to think, Jalen Waddle, right? Jalen Waddle could not get free against the secondary. And you're like, that's crazy. You'll watch that. I think they have the potential to do that in the secondary. They can fix it this year in terms of personnel and go, look, we'll build with these guys. Jermod McCoy is a huge wild card because if Jermod McCoy is just, it's not even about getting him back from injury. It's what if we only have this guy for 4 years, but he's really good? And then you have Porter, Stooks, and these other guys that you can build around, while McCoy maybe is a little bit of a ticking time bomb. Maybe he's this fresh dairy item that maybe doesn't last as long as the other stuff. And I think you're 100% correct about that. So one thing I think they can solve too, and this is probably the last. No, I have 2 more things that the Raiders can solve this year. Tackling. They can tackle this year if they want to. They can tackle. Quay Walker can tackle. Nakobe Dean can tackle. The safeties should be able to tackle. I mean, Traydon Stooks can tackle. They should be able to fix this. I think the Raiders have been far and away the worst tackling team of the last decade, if not longer.
Yeah.
It's out of control. They just cannot bring people down. And that is just this kind of, there's a lot that goes into that. There's effort, but then there's also just this I'm going to get you to the ground. There's this kind of mentality that you have to have, I think, to tackle in the NFL. And certain coaches can tell you, certain coaches I think can instill no, we're going to beat the guys to the edge. You just, some coaches are better than that. And that's what I'm looking for Rob Leonard to do this year. So I know that maybe he is the guy.
Yeah.
Because I have questions about the defensive line. I have questions about other parts of it. But if I see the tackling improve, I'm going to go, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so young at secondary, man. Just imagine if they end the year and it's McCoy's balling and Stooks is balling and Porter is balling.
Yeah.
That changes everything, because then that, even if they don't have the greatest defensive line, they give more time for the defensive line to make plays. And then if they upgrade the defensive line the next year,
that top 15 pick gets used on like a D line. Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like bring on Amon Moten, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? From Miami, dog. Like I'm saying, like
Exactly.
they get like 14, 15, and they take Amon Moten and bring him in, and then you got him like with Crosby and all these other guys, and then you go to free agency, maybe get it because you got to replace Adam Butler. So you go to free agency, get the guy replace him, and then you get the secondary balling. Like, it's a possibility, man. It's a possibility, bro.
Yeah,
it's a possibility for them to take a step.
Okay, here's the last thing I think they can fix.
Okay,
this year, special teams. They suck ass at special teams. Like they cannot. How many games last year did you see like where the Raiders were kind of like maybe just kind of dragging a team down to their level where you're like, oh, we might steal this game, and then kick return for a touchdown, 65-yard kick return, bad tackling, bad discipline and all this stuff. They sucked on special teams. Tom McMahon sucked.
Yeah, he did.
They've been drafting, I think, guys that can play special teams. And I've heard Q Myers bring this up. Like, I need a returner on the damn Raiders. Who's the returner? This is the Al Davis team. Who's taking one of that? Malik Benson, you need to go win that job. Go win the return job and electrify this stuff. Like electrify the special team stuff. They need to be better at this. They need to make field goals. They lost the game to the Bears last year because they just had one of the worst field goal protection plans I've ever seen. They just forget it. Michael Mayer's injured. That means we can't kick a field goal because Michael Mayer's injured. Does it? I've seen teams been able to execute a simple field goal. Now we don't get Mendoza if we win that game, but I'm just looking at that. I go, wow, that's crazy. I mean, we got cooked on special teams last year. Like right now, BD Williams is right here behind me. He's going. You're correct, Glenn.
He's entered your body, bro.
It's Angels in the Outfield right now. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie. He's Danny Glover right now, and he's coaching me to this. Like I'm still me. It's still me. I'm not being possessed here, but he's helping me to this. And I'm saying their special teams is ass, and they can fix it this year.
That's a great point. Yeah, because I was gonna say only our show would talk about how we need to fix special teams because that is only.
It was objectively horrible the last couple.
It was though. No, last year was bad because I'm thinking. You remember the block punts? How many block punts they had last year?
Block punts, the like long returns they gave up. Like when you'd score a touchdown and you'd have the game like kind of in a puncher's chance kind of situation, and then you just give up this huge return, and you're just like, what?
Yeah. James said the BD pub was nasty work. BD loves some special teams, bro.
No, the only reason I brought him up is because BD is a special teams guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he's all about it. So that's why
BD could give you a serious special teams breakdown.
Yeah, he would agree with what I'm saying. He would agree with what I'm saying. I know this for a fact.
Shout out B. BD's back on Twitter, guys. So if you guys didn't know.
I did see that.
Yeah, BD's back on Twitter. If you guys didn't know that. All right. So, any more thoughts on this topic here?
No, I think those are four things they can fix this year. I'm not saying they will, but that's like with the current construct of the roster, not if they draft somebody next year or anything, but just who's on the roster right now with their coaching staff. They can fix those four things. And honestly, they're a playoff team if they fix all four, in my opinion.
I mean, of course, the obvious one is quarterback. Let's give it real.
It is, but even then, I still think that's a longer term plan. Like I even push quarterback to a longer term situation. Like these are things that can fix right now, no matter who's taking the snaps at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Are we sleeping on Mike Washington Jr.'s impact?
I gotta say, I'm not as big of a Mike Washington fan as everybody else is. I didn't hate the pick. I think it was perfect time to take him right then and there. He fumbles a lot, and I think. It's weird because like I think he can give you like 3 or 4. He's gonna be one of those guys that gives you 3 or 4 like huge runs a year where you're like, damn. Like I could see if the Raiders are like that scrappy playoff team, there's gonna be like 3 or 4 wins where like Mike Washington has these like 45-yard runs to get him into the red zone. You're like, oh man, big touchdown run or something. But like I've seen some people say like he's gonna really like become that guy, and I don't think that's true. I don't like his progression in college. Kind of bothered me where he was 5 years. He didn't really do anything for 4 years, and in his 5th year he goes off at Arkansas, and you're kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Supreme athlete for sure. Supreme athlete. The speed's there. It's definitely a nice compliment to Genty. I see the vision there, but I don't believe that I'm sleeping on his impact. I think this is the Ashton Genty show until proven otherwise.
Yeah, me too. I think so. And I don't think we're sleeping on him because like we're saying they're gonna run the ball like 52% of the time. So
yeah, he's gonna get some touches.
That's gonna involve Mike Washington.
Preseason might be huge for him too, because if he just looks like in preseason like otherworldly, like where no one can bring him down, you'd be like, oh, okay, we might have a little something here.
Yeah. So are we forgetting about the third down defense? I mean
that week, I feel like with tackling and the secondary, that does cover the third down defense, does it not?
A little bit, yeah.
Because I actually don't think the defensive line. I think the defensive line is slightly further away.
Yeah.
Than the secondary and the tackling. Like I think they do need one more just like badass on the D line at any position. Like it could be the other edge position. I like Kieran Crawford a lot, but I think he's still a little bit more of a designated pass rusher guy. That kind of is third down defense to me. Is kind of the secondary plus the tackling.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even if Kirk starts, will he be healthy all season?
I don't think so. I think Kirk is gonna. I mean, he's old, man. He's old. He's had a lot of injuries the last couple of years.
Yeah. Some people will say Walker's recognition skills improved a lot last season. You guys agree? Breakdown incoming. We got a Quay Walker breakdown, guys.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'll be excited to watch that because I am very neutral on Quay Walker.
Yeah, I mean it's already out, man. We did it during free agency.
Oh, I thought you were saying a subsequent one. No, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I think I agree with everything you're saying. I thought you were saying there was like a more like here's an updated one of like no, I got you. The Quay Walker experience is interesting because I think again he's going to be a very boom or bust player. I think he's going to make some huge plays. I think he's also going to be like, man, they're picking on Quay Walker today, and they have no answer.
Yeah, it all depends. Like people say he was out of position in Green Bay, so it all depends on what Rob Leonard does and how he uses him.
Right.
Because he is an athletic freak.
Yes,
right?
he is.
You see that on
and
film.
He can tackle.
He's a good tackler too. Yeah, he is.
Which I love. I love that.
He's got a little Divine Diablo in him.
Oh, in coverage. I mean, I know Colston Loveland is a dog, but my goodness, when you watch him against Colston Loveland last year, you're just like, oh. This is every Raider linebacker. Yeah,
little Divine Diablo in him. That's all I'll say. Divine Diablo went to the Falcons and just balled, but whatever. Do we know the status of Jamar McCoy? I know he hasn't signed a contract yet, but
he hasn't. But I think they're going to sign him by training camp, and I think he's going to be out there. I think they're going to rock it till the wheels fall off with Jamar McCoy, and I think that's the way to do it. I know you want to be more sympathetic to players and be like, how do I get you to play for 15 years? I don't know if that's an option with Jermon McCoy. I think they're going to get him out there, and he's very good, and they're going to play him until he can't play anymore. And that's just the way football works. And that might be 5 years, that might be 10 years. There might be the thing about Jermon McCoy is like, let's say you get past the first 5 years with Jermon McCoy and he's good. And he's just a good corner. Not Stingley, not any of that, but just a good corner. Medical things like that might be better by then, and you might actually have an answer to some of the problems. You might go like, hey, maybe we do clean something up in the off season. Hey, we got this new thing that happens. But for now, I think it's his rookie contract is the plan.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, with the injury he's dealing with, I mean, you don't have to rush him out there. That's why you have Eric Stokes, but I do think he could play slot too if you really needed him to. So if you needed to keep Eric Stokes, I think you could find a way to get him in the slot and kind of then have him play both and let him develop a little bit that way. So he does not get too many snaps, but eventually he's gonna be the starting corner. You want it to be Porter and McCoy. That's what you want. If you're a Rays fan. To me, your dream is for Porter McCoy to be starters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want, maybe it's Hezekiah Massis and McCoy, but you want those young guys to be the corners and those type of guys. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely. I kind of, that's the thing. We didn't even talk about Massis in that. Like if Massis, he definitely seems to be a guy that can stick around and be a part of a defensive back rotation. But like, what if he's good? That's
he was splitting reps with Darren Porter.
That's what I'm saying. Like they clearly like him.
I liked Massis a lot coming out. I thought you got a good value on that.
You did.
And but obviously he's impressing the coaches a lot.
Hey, I mean, they have a lot of options in the secondary, and it's up to Rob Leonard to kind of get something that works. Rob Leonard needs to understand personnel. That's a big thing, because I think there are some pieces that are really interesting with this team with the right coach. And is Rob Leonard the right coach? I have no idea.
Exactly.
But hell, like the league seems to love him. So, hey, work your magic, Rob.
Yeah, what if he's like this defensive savant? That's the thing.
That's what I mean. Like, we might have a guy, and some people, he'll get pulled for a head coaching job. Defensive guys don't get pulled right away.
Yeah,
it's a couple years for defensive guys. It's not just 1 year with defensive guys. You get a couple of years of the defense. The offensive guys get pulled with the first year they're good for a head coach job. That happens all the time. Mm-hmm. But defensive guys, you get a couple. Mike McDonald didn't get his head coaching job right away. Jesse Minter didn't get his head coaching job right away. Now, he goes to other places and all that stuff. But these defensive guys, like, if Rob Leonard is that guy, I mean, I'll be so excited. Like, I'll be wrong. It'll be one of my more wrong things I've ever said on here. Mm-hmm. But I'll be super excited, because if the Raiders have a good, like, truly to me, like, I want the Raiders to cook on offense, but like a good Raiders defense, I've kind of never seen it.
Yeah.
In my lifetime. Like, I just haven't really, I know the early 2000s, they definitely had some guys, but they didn't, in my opinion, I don't think they were dominant in the way that perhaps that other team, like when I watch Seattle Seahawks right now, or when I watch these, I'm like, man, I really want my team to have that, like, where you're just terrified of playing us on defense. Like, yeah. Rob Leonard, please do it, man.
Because to be honest, like, I've seen a good corner do more with less talent that he has right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how good he is. Like, if he has the defense just playing decent.
Robert Saleh has had a good defense with like Robert Saleh has had, I think, lesser talent than the Raiders defense right now, and made because of injuries with those Niners teams. And but if you looked at it, and he's found a way to make that, like, not embarrassing.
Is Sukes playing safety next to Chin, or is he playing slot? Sukes is playing everywhere, guys.
Yeah, I think he's very much a chess piece, Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all think Nakobe Dean will be ready for the season? If not, how much does that hurt his defense early on? I mean,
it hurts the defense a lot if he's not.
It does. Unless Cody Lindenberg is the truth.
Yeah, but I don't want to be in that scenario right now.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't want to be like, unless my 7th round pick from last year is here. Like I want my 7th round pick to be right behind a Nakobe Dean that's playing well, and be like, ooh, but I also have this guy for if Nakobe Dean has to come off the field for a series to get looked at, then Lindenberg can come in, and we're not, they're not just like, oh, there's the dummy on the team, and they're just throwing at him all day. I still don't love their depth at linebacker. I still wish there was just one more veteran signing.
Yeah.
At that position, just one more. Nothing crazy. Not a crazy name, not a big name, but just one more that isn't just like some day 3 pick that the Raiders had in the last couple of years. We'll see. But yeah, Nakobe Dean, he's small. He's not a big guy. That's the problem. He's playing linebacker. He plays a very physical position. He's not a very big guy. But when he plays, he's very good.
Yeah. Once the pads come on and Burford is getting his ass kicked, Kubiak roll with someone else or be stubborn. See, that's the thing. That's my problem with the DTs on this team as well.
They might not whoop his ass. Yeah. But the Texans, you said that Texans practice, Marcus.
Yeah, that's why the Texans practice can be so important. right? Because if he's getting his ass whipped by Caden McDonald and like some of those other guys at the Texans, I think that's gonna have a big factor. But I mean, I think Adam Butler can beat Spencer Burford in 1-on-1, but like I'm not sure about Lalu and some of those other guys. So that's what's really gonna be dependent on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. I am very glad that they haven't practiced against the Texans, so they can at least, for one, evaluate their defensive tackles. Because you'd be like, wait, why weren't you guys beating Spencer Burford? And then also being like, oh, Spencer Burford's not that good because he's getting his ass whooped by, unfortunately, Caden McDonald or insert tackle here.
Exactly. Question about the run defense. Raiders were ahead of the Texans, Vikings, Rams, Steelers, and Seahawks as far as run D. How important is it versus getting to the QB or creating turnovers?
I've thought they've played the run okay the last few years for a long time. Under Patrick Graham, I thought they did okay. I thought it was once you got to the fourth quarter and the game was over, kind of garbage time in terms of run game, they would give up a big play. That would happen a lot. But like when the game was in, a one-score game, I thought they did a decent job against the run. What was the rest of that question, by the way? I just want it was
basically like how important is the run versus getting to the quarterback, and basically run versus pass.
It's essential. You have to stop the run. I'm sorry. There is no way to contend if you just are a sieve against the run. And a good example of that is the Bills. The Bills defense, I think, is pretty solid, but they just give up rush yards. And they always put themselves in weird spots against these teams. So, like, let's say Josh Allen's just not having this great game in the playoffs. It has happened where their offense hasn't looked very good, but they'll just get gashed in the run game, and it really screws them up. Like, you can, yes, it's a quarterback-driven league, but you do have to stop the run, especially right now. Like, we are in this weird time. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we are in this time where teams are just running right now a lot. And the short passing game and stuff, go hit these guys. Like you have to make tackles. You have to bring people down. You have to push people backwards. That is still super important in the NFL. That will never go away, in my opinion, until the NFL becomes a non-contact league. As long as the NFL is a full padded non-contact or as a contact league where you're tackling and bringing people to the ground, you're gonna have to stop the run.
Yeah, I mean the Raiders against the run were there on defense were 12th in rush EPA against the run.
Yeah, I was gonna say Damien's trying to correct himself here, but I have heard stats that the Raiders were actually top 15 in rush EPA. So like I see what you're saying, Damien, and there were certainly times where they gave up
the yards,
plays like later in the game when it was just the game.
Because the Jags ran the ball like 50 times that game. So like I mean the Raiders kind of like broke down, but they were pretty good against the run last year. I mean, because the way the league is going, okay, because just from me doing my quarterback breakdowns, and I kind of said this on Twitter, but we're in a point with the NFL where it's the 90s again. Okay, so a lot of these quarterbacks, like, are they like they're good, but like we kind of got spoiled with like the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, the Matt Ryans, the Phillip Rivers, I could keep going with some of these other guys, Brett Favre's, those guys who kind of played into like the late 2000s and like into 2010s, Drew Brees, those type of quarterbacks. We kind of got spoiled with these guys because to me, I always look at it this way. There's a reason why Matthew Stafford's a top 5 quarterback right now. Right. So because in 2016, Matthew Stafford is 12. Now he's 3. And it's really mostly he's 3 because the 9 guys in front of him retired. So like it's kind of like how you look at the quarterback landscape altogether. And the league has to run the ball now because the quarterbacks aren't like these guys that he said with the Aaron Rodgers omission. My bad. I missed Aaron Rodgers there. That wasn't on purpose. But back to what I'm saying is like when you have these quarterbacks who basically are dependent on run games, they're dependent on play action, they're dependent on these things to make everything look good. Then you got to stop the run these days. You have to, because like watching Drake May and watching him throw the ball like 24 times a game, that puts so much perspective. Like people talk about Drake May like he is this game changer, elite quarterback when he literally was playing game manager. That's all he did. He was Brock Purdy with a big arm last year, right? And like you see a lot of these quarterbacks. I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't run the ball all the time. He was basically had to play game manager last year too. Caleb Williams would throw the ball all around the field for 3 quarters, and the 4th quarter would start, and he'd ball. Bo Nix did the same thing. So we have all these young quarterbacks who aren't like super elite and aren't super like even Baker Mayfield's, those guys. We have a bunch of guys that, I could win with Baker Mayfield. Like Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl, right? So I can win with these guys around me, but I have to be able to run the ball these days. The too high NFL defenses have completely picked up on these offenses. These offenses aren't really doing what they want to do anymore, like they were like 6 years ago. We were just watching, like everybody throw for 5,000 yards and shit. Like defenses have caught up, so they have to run the ball, and that's why it's important for the Raiders to be able to stop the run, because you're not playing an elite quarterback every week unless you're playing Joe Burrow, unless you're playing Lamar Jackson, unless you're playing Josh Allen, unless you're playing Patrick Mahomes. You gotta stop the run.
Yeah. I mean, and even against those guys, you still have to. I mean, you do. Like if you're giving up 5 yards a carry, that's bad. And again, the nerds have just come around on this. They're like, no, you can just give up. You can just give up rushing yards. It's fine. And it's like, no, you can't. It's a psychological. When you're giving up 5 yards a carry, it's psychologically damaging to your defense.
Yeah. So is it a product of the offenses running college? No. Yes, and yes. It's a hard question to answer, because I would say this. I would say the art of playing quarterback is gone. It's like kind of like art of rapping when you got to like 98 with like P. Diddy and stuff like that. Patrick Mahomes came in, he's shiny flashy, suit. You know what I'm saying?
Shiny suits.
He's got the shiny shoot. Patrick Mahomes came in with the shiny shoot, you know what I mean? Like and he's running around, and you know what I'm saying? He's like more money, more problems, and he's throwing the rollers in the sky, you know what I'm saying? And Wu-Tang kind of faded out. It's kind of like that with the quarterback position, in my opinion. I think quarterback, for the natural art of playing it, is kind of gone, because these guys don't play it that way, and that's why I love Fernando Mendoza. I'll just keep it that way.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I like Mendoza, because he's like a, you know what I mean? He's like a underground rapper of quarterbacks that came out.
Wow, it came up through the ciphers.
It's traditional.
Yeah, 5 pillar. He's from the 5 pillars.
It's traditional, but that's the best analogy I could have for it. It's like it's kind of that way, because like that's why Zach Wilson got drafted so high, because he could run around in circles, like, and he didn't play quarterback.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. There was an era where everybody was like, doesn't matter how many starts, people just went goo goo gaga, and they didn't think about any sort of the pillars of quarterback play that you need. Right, break dancing, all that stuff. That
MC, exactly.
Yeah,
MC.
They didn't care. You don't need to do that anymore. It's a different era. And then you find out actually, time is a flat circle. None of this ever actually changes. There's ebbs and flows, and there's weird eras. There's weird. I mean, look, we had a time where people thought the Wildcat was going to be the future of the NFL. We did have that at some point. Like, if we had the podcast that NFL people had now during the Ronnie Brown Wildcat era,
oh my God,
people would have been like, yo, we're back to the wild. Like, the Wildcat is the way of the future. And if you're not building for the Wildcat, then you're just this old man yelling at the cloud, and you're dumb. And then you find out the Wildcat doesn't really work, and that's done. And because it's a phase. And what the constant is of football is running the football and playing defense. That's a constant in the NFL. Like that, yes, for a couple of years, it might have been solved. Oh, we solved that. It's out of the game now. Then it comes back in a major way because you decide that your linebackers are 215 pounds because that's all you need to do is to stop the pass. And then they're like, wow, my guard's 330 pounds. He'll kill you. My running back's good. You can't tackle him. And then my quarterback, I can ask him to do a lot less. And there's no analytics that disprove that. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with that, man.
Is it raffle time? I'm super excited to give away Friday Night Live hats.
I know. We got a couple more questions here. Based on all the coaches Rob Leonard worked under, which style or defense would be the best young for this person?
I don't know. This is tough because I just don't know. I only know philosophically how I want to be, and that's, like I said, boom or bust.
I don't know. I think it's kind of exciting that we have no idea what the fuck he's gonna do.
Sure. I mean, we just like the problem is I didn't know what Chip Kelly was gonna do last year either, and that's just kind of my problem.
But they put up like, I mean, you gotta be real. Week 1, Geno Smith threw for 362 yards.
No, after that Week 1 game with that first drive where Trey Tucker's back of the end zone, I was like, oh my goodness, here we go. Here we freaking go.
Geno threw for almost 400 yards that week.
Yeah, I know. And then the Charger game was the most inept thing I've seen in so long. So whatever. What I mean is just, we didn't. This whole like mystery bag does give me a little anxiety. I just hope it's just this. You know what? I got a young defense. They're athletic. They're fast. Let's go make plays. That's just kind of what I want. I don't know in terms of formation and scheme. I just don't know enough about that to say.
What is the biggest hole on this roster at this point? That's a good question.
Biggest hole in the roster. I'll say it's receiver.
Okay.
I'll say it's receiver. You're gonna say defensive tackle, I bet.
I am.
Okay. So I'll say receiver. Because I agree with you on defensive tackle. It's probably the biggest. But I'll say receiver. I say this while saying I don't think it's something that they should have scrambled to solve this year. I don't think you should have signed a Calvin Ridley or they shouldn't have done this like thing where it's like we have to give somebody a lot of money because there's nobody there. I say just work with what you got, understand your personnel, try to win with what's there, and if not, understand that that's your top need next year with the receiver.
Yeah.
And you're going to say defensive tackle, of course.
Yeah, DT is. I feel like it's the biggest hole on this team. All right. What about RPO, Glenn? How much time do we get to watch it? I don't know. The NFL is getting weird, man. I'm telling you. I think we might see like I formation pretty soon here, man.
Yep. I think it's going to get.
The fullback's coming back.
Of course it is.
I'm telling. It's just these. Because I watch Caleb Williams. I'm like, okay, he's good, but like, there's something missing. And I watch, and I know these guys are young too, but like even Trevor Lawrence, like there's a lot of things I would like. Like if Trevor Lawrence is the Raiders quarterback, I'd feel comfortable.
Yeah,
but I would still be like, okay, but I still need a Travis Etienne.
Mm-hmm. And they lost him.
Exactly. All right, what leads to who leads the team in interceptions this year?
I'm going to say Traden Stukes as a rookie.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go because I'm just trying to be different than you here. I'm gonna go Darian Porter.
Hey, I like it.
I'm gonna go Darian Porter.
That would have been my second choice for sure.
All right, guys. So we're wrapping the show up. So if you guys want to get in this raffle, because we got too many people in here, man. Actually, I mean,
hey, next week training camp's going to start. There's going to be a lot more stuff. This is the end of the real sickos are here. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You guys are in rarefied air. If the Raiders start winning this year and this audience triples, I will never forget you guys.
Exactly.
Here.
Yeah, because we still got 250 in here, man.
I mean, that's great.
Exactly. So if you guys want to donate for, like I said, you're giving away the FNL hat and the FNL shirt. So if you guys want to donate for that, $1.99. Give you guys a couple minutes to get that. We're about to do the raffle here real quick. But FNL shirt, Friday Night Live.
Go ahead and get that rolling. I'm going to go to the bathroom while you do
I got you. So we'll probably be giving away these for next couple of weeks, to be honest. So okay, anti-versal. I see you, man. I appreciate you, dog. Supporting the channel. With that, I'm gonna get you in here, man. Five of them. Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody else want to get in here, man? All right, Casper. Okay. Shout out Casper. Okay. Shout out to Casper doing that. Supporting the channel. Yeah. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do 2 spins here. All right, J Dub. I might do. Of course I'm gonna do 3 because it's just me. I'm such a, I'm a sucker. So for support, for giving it out to you guys. So I'm gonna support you guys that way. So J Dub. Did I already get you in here, J Dub? A couple more times. All right. Who else? Anybody else? All right. Get the $1.99 in here. Passwords don't miss anybody. So I'm gonna share the screen with this. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here. You guys let me know. Wheel of names here. Did I miss anybody here before I hit the shuffle button? I think I got everybody in here. If I miss somebody, let me know. We should be good here. Oh, Damien. Okay. All right, Damien. All right, Damien. You know what I'm saying? The devil's son coming through. You know what I mean?
Damien, this is all for you, Damien.
Yay. Yeah. All right. I put hold on. Top three coming through. All right. Top 3. Anybody else before we get out of here? Any last ones? Any? I'm gonna give you guys about 15 seconds. As soon as I get to 2 hours and 1 second and 2 hours, 1 minute, 5 seconds, I'm gonna roll this out. So here we go. You guys here we go. All right, we're done. All right, here we go. I'm gonna shuffle this a couple times. All right, let's get it. Let's do it. All right, so this one is for the TDL hat.
Oh,
here we go.
Hat.
Here we go.
Omar.
All right, so make sure you hit me up, markjohnfootball@gmail.com. I'm gonna make sure to put that in the comments for you guys for that one. markjohnfootball@gmail.com. All right, so here's the next one. This one for the t-shirt. Here we go.
Anti.
All right. All right, we're gonna do one more for the t-shirt. We're gonna do one more for the t-shirt, guys. I'm gonna make one more. So anti and Omar, make sure like say markjohnfootball@gmail.com. All right, here we go. One more for the t-shirt.
Damn. Shout out Big L, the devil's son.
All right, Damien. See, we called out Damien. Damien showed up, and then he started paying money, and he won a prize.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm getting scared, honestly, that happened. He's coming.
Yeah. No. I mean, Twitter. I don't see it that much, man. I don't pay this much Twitter messages. Twitter messages is full of bullshit. So he said the devil is a cheater. Yeah, it's
and he was hiding for a while, by the way, because the biggest biggest trick the devil pulled on you is to make you believe he didn't exist, and here he comes, he pops up
exactly
in July.
Exactly. So I just put the markjohnfootball@gmail.com, guys. So make sure you guys hit me up there. But like I said, we're gonna keep giving away these shirts because I just put these out, and we do Friday Live, right? So we're gonna be doing this throughout the season and shit like that. And we're good to go, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And of course, we're gonna be able to talk about some real stuff here pretty soon. Well, Baby Shug, he left to a lowrider show, so you missed Baby Shug. He left it. He had to go look at the lowrider honeys. So
he did. Remember the magazines in 7-Eleven back in the day?
This is gonna be airing out my ex-wife, but that was her dream. But then we were like 19, and she wanted to be a lowrider.
Oh no! Oh no! So when you hear that, when you hear that, Marcus, you start thinking about your old situation. Oh no! Yeah, that is crazy.
That was like her dream.
Damn. It was all a dream. I used to read Lowrider magazine.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.
Should have told you that.
Man. Oh man.